Welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have the Dominican Dream. This is a story. This is from ESPN. I think it's part of the kind of a cross pollination of of shows and documentaries and things like that from ESPN Plus. If you have the bundle, there's a bundle with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus that, well, they all work together if you have certain services. I'm not going to sell it to you. I'm not getting any money. This is from 2019. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, and it tells a story of Felipe Lopez. Now, I do not know much about basketball. I know basketball players, I know teams, I know how things go, but I'm not a big basketball fan. Besides my high school basketball team going to the winning the state championship back, I think my junior or senior year. Um, I never really cared about basketball. I still don't. I think it's one of the few sports, major league level sports that I have not seen in person, even though we have, like the Lakers and others, Clippers in this area. I've seen pro football, pro baseball, everything else, but I've never seen an NBA game. But this is not, of course, about a NBA star. This is about a high school star. Well, it starts as that. Felipe Lopez came out of the Dominican Republic. His family emigrated from there. One day when his dad just came home and said, "Hey, we're all going to America." Yep, that's what we're doing. Except he and his sister, the two youngest in the family, weren't given visas, and so they couldn't go. The rest of his family went. Like, he had two older brothers, or at least one older brother. I can't remember offhand, but most of his family went except for he and his sister, and he had to stay behind with like neighbors, like a grandma that kind of took him in when he was like 12 or something. He was pretty young. Eventually, he did make it over here, but throughout that time, he developed a love of basketball. Now, this is unusual because, of course, most people think of, when you think of Dominican athletes, you think of baseball. Even I know that. And whenever you think of Big Papi, yeah. Whenever you think of the Alex A-Rod, whenever you think of Dominican athletes, they tend to lean towards baseball. That's just the way it is. Basketball is a bit of a departure. But Felipe was certainly obsessed with it, and he's spent a lot of time cultivating. He built, just putting together a metal hoop, tying it to a tree as a kid, and just throwing the ball around with the other kids in the neighborhood. When he got to high school, or even junior high, he was barely 14 when he was on the basketball team at his school in New York City. Washington Heights, I believe, is a very strong Dominican neighborhood. He was killing it. He was just killing it. He was slam dunking. He didn't know a word of English, but he was slam dunking like crazy, and everybody came out to see him. Even people who were just like, "Oh, well, I don't watch high school basketball, and who cares?" He was packing auditoriums, gymnasiums, just to see this high school kid who was not even in ninth grade yet play. Through his high school career, though, he became a phenomenon. Everybody's calling him the next Michael Jordan, and that is a lot of praise to live up to. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything more about this because odds are, if you don't know who Felipe Lopez is, you probably don't care. But if you do, you probably already know the story. How he made his way to college and eventually the pros. But it was not the path that normal people take. And if you don't know his name in the same level as Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Pippen or Shaq, there's a reason for that. And this documentary, this biography, pretty much tells you his story in detail. And it was actually interesting. It was actually, I mean, again, I'm not a sports guy. I really don't care. There's a lot of sports stuff on Disney Plus now that I am gritting my teeth, gonna grit my teeth through. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Give me more princesses. I'd rather give me Frozen 2. I don't care over basketball documentaries. But what am I gonna do? It's just the way it is. I have to watch everything on Disney Plus. That's part of the deal that I made with myself. I make the rules, but I gotta stick to them. So yeah, it's if you're interested in basketball, if you're interested in Felipe, obviously this is something you want to watch. You want to check this out. It goes through the whole his rise came late '80s, early '90s, and it just so if you're young, you may have missed that part. But for non-sports fans, you're probably not going to care about this whatsoever. You can probably skip right over it. But for people who want a little context as to the reason why this phenomenon went the direction he did and the choices that were made, and did he live up to them? Did he surpass them? Obviously he didn't go exactly as planned, let's just say, but his story does have a happy ending, and that fame, that influence, that name has gone on to allow him to do even greater things than just play basketball. And so more than anything, as one of the guys say at the very end, this is not so much a basketball story. This is an immigration story. It's called the Dominican Dream, but it's about a kid and his family seeking the American dream. And the American dream, if that still exists, if that still has the means of being accomplished, if that still exists, well, this is it. In a time when you could, this is a kid who reached the American dream, not just for himself, but for his family, for his people, and he gave a lot of joy to so many. So, and by the way, I'm not speaking of him as if he's dead. If he has died since this, I don't know, but you never know. But he's throughout this. He's interviewed throughout this thing, so it was very much done with his cooperation. It's not something that was like a behind the scenes, forbidden, secret documentary. No, it's very much his documentary. So, with that, yeah, give it a shot if this is your thing. But if not, if you're not a sports person like me, you can skip it. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
251.
Oh, didn't we just have... Oh, yeah, we were just in the 200s earlier. 251. Oh, geez. Okay. Wow, this is from a big series of shorts. 251. We're going to be hanging out with Launchpad. Yeah, we're in the L's. Launchpad presents Dinner is Served. Launchpad presents Dinner is Served. Launchpad McQuack? Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you here tomorrow with that. Launchpad presents Dinner is Served on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye. Okay, sorry. This isn't what I thought it was. It's not having anything to do with Launchpad McQuack, DuckTales, or anything else. This is what it is. We'll see you back here tomorrow with that.